And I am back. Alright. Oh, shit. Let us go. Which recommends I do this. I don't know why, but alright. Demon is a night doctor? Or a night janitor? Hey, I'm utilities as well. That was my promotion out of my job. They promoted me to that, then cut my pay to that of starting for other departments. It was great. That was strange, but alright. I don't know why you guys keep on pushing that button. I really don't. Ow. Oh boy. These dragons are painful, I can tell. Exactly, god damn it. That's the one thing I've always sort of held true since I started working retail. Everyone should try to work retail at least once in their life because holy shit, it gives you thick skin and it makes you just hate people. You see how they're treated and you think, maybe I shouldn't be this kind of a dick to someone. Ideally, that's how it would work, but then again, with my time in retail, I know half people would still be it because goddamn people are just evil. How's CC? It's doing alright. I've done the dailies for yesterday and today. I'm up to... I can't do rank 8. I'm missing a little bit to do rank 8. An enemy slips by in a kill, and it just ends the run. I'm almost there, though. I know I can almost do it. Evil adults, right? No, it's... Funny enough, in my line of work, adults are often not the ones that are evil to me as a utility clerk. What fucks me up normally is the, what's it called, merchandisers, which usually is like not really adults, it's more like early teens, people that just come to the store and just make things work, make things terrible for me, and because the amount of times they spill shit and they just like walk away with the pallet, and I'm like, really, dude? Not gonna put a wet sign or anything, just be like, alright, fuck off now. Or the amount of times, I guess a lot of customers also do it too, where they just like, they'll see, like, for example, actually, perfect example, last week, a lady had spilled, like a 2-liter of soda. It was on the floor, she lifted it up and she apologized. She waited there for me to get there to make sure no one walked on it, but like, alright, I get there, I say, alright, I'm gonna start cleaning this up. She leaves and this lady, apparently, because it's a one-way street, pushes her cart through that, running over my mop and just sort of like running around leaving a streak by that way. I look at her and she's looking like, I have nowhere to go, I have to go straight, and just walks away, leaving a streak that I have to clean up later. It's those kind of people that get to me. There's a lot of that. There's a lot of merchants. I still remember one time, this merchant, he was carrying a bunch of the sodas. He was carrying a pallet of the cases, the 12-pack of soda cans. And apparently he did not know how wide he had to he did not know how to turn his pallet that well. Granted, I will give him the benefit of the doubt that that pallet jack was an absolute shit. The yellow jack is fucking awful. Everyone at the store that works, I'm like, do not touch that thing. It will betray your will and wisdom. But no, he did not know that. He grabbed it, used it, he got it to the floor rather well, but when he had to make a turn onto the aisle, he clipped a display. Which caused the display that had been set up previously there for some other, I don't know if it was Gator or something, to all come down. So a lot of it fell down, which also caused part of his pallet to fall down because it wasn't shrink wrapped. This dude partially unwrapped it because he had to do, I guess, a display before at the other side of the aisle. When he came through, that part was open and just fell down. A bunch of them fell. He panicked a little bit. He got some of that. He lifted the cans so they were all standing upright, put them on the side of the aisle, and then just kept walking. I was alerted about this because I was working on another spill somewhere else, only by the intercom saying, hey, they called me up saying, yo, this display apparently fell down. I went over there and I saw the streak from the pallet jack just going all the way one aisle over to the left to where the sodas were, and he seemed stacking there, and part of his thing still missing. Retail will teach you a lot of things. Most importantly, it'll teach you how to hate people. But also just how to shut up, do your job, and just know that at the end of the day, you can walk away from that store and know that you have to come back the next day. He didn't even admit it. He didn't. It took the managers looking at the cameras and they found out it was him and they wrote him up. They made a complaint to the company and shit. But there's a lot of stories from retail that are just gonna tell you how terrible it is to work in that industry. But also it's something that people take for granted because so often myself and my coworkers get yelled at by customers and everything. It's like, so, alright. I don't know why I just went back down, but I still remember this one of my friends. She works in the customer service booth, and she is the unfortunate victim of so much just yelling and vitriol being tossed at her because she manages customer service booth. It's people's job to sort of go there and just make her life worse. But this girl, she doesn't really speak up much, so she just sort of has to take it. And the managers that go back there sometimes, they just let it happen apparently. They don't like to step up to the customers. They just let their employees get yelled at, and then after that, console them afterwards. Thankfully, those managers left our store, but still. I hated this one in particular. Who just, the customer said, get me a manager. And when she looked to him, he ducked behind him into another door, into another room. So she just took it right there. She couldn't talk. She started crying. Like, remembering it's making me actually really pissed off because, goddamn, all of us wanted to just punch that dude. But I'm happy that I've worked retail, so I've experienced this and I know not to be a dick because I obviously didn't learn that lesson anywhere else, unlike some other people. But I wish I knew how to get out. I wish I had the courage to just leave retail right now, but I just have no stable fallback plan. My attempts to get financial aid to go back to school have just given me nothing to really grab at. And because of it, I'm just kind of... Oh wait, that resulted in his death. Because of that, I'm kind of just stuck there. I have no backup job to go to. I have nothing else to really help me with that. I'm just kind of gritting my teeth, going to the job and saying, one day I'll get out. When that day comes, I'm never going to look back. Hopefully I can go to school and actually start getting an education that I missed out on because I just couldn't afford it. At no point have I ever been out for financial aid, and it really fucking sucks. I press that again accidentally. Okay, these don't update. I've always been curious about that. Been between a rock and a hard place? Very much so. Been doing it for a couple of years now. 3 years now at this job, and just... like, you grow to hate people so much. Like, I say it almost as a joke, but no. Genuinely, I hate people after having worked at that job for so fucking long. The way you're treated, the way you're talked to, the way the managers talk and treat you as well. Like, I've met some of the best people I've ever known at retail. They're just working the daily grind, trying to make it through the end of the day because that's all they can grab at the moment. Don't you qualify for financial aid? I don't. I've applied. I've gotten rejected. I've just not been able to go to school because I cannot afford to not work to not pay my bills. Oh, shit. I figured, like, I looked at the map and I said, can you actually go further in here? But no, that's just an inspection point. I forgot that there were just things on the wall that you can just grab. Well, the story is telling me to go over there, but... In the U.S., I don't know if I can actually make a generalization about, like, where the school is in the tier system, but at least... where I am, school is considered a luxury, and people would rather see others work and pay bills than seek any higher education. Like, I would love to go back to school. One of my old roommates, Air, is actually going back to school again. He's doing his second semester now in cybersecurity, I believe, and what's called Cisco networking. He fucking loves it. I envy him being able to go back to school, not have to work a job like I am, and just being able to learn shit. I'd love to do that. It won't be applied if you are going to college in another country while the country you live in has their own community college. Paying out of the pocket now without a job. Yeah, it fucking sucks. I had to do that initially. When I initially went out of high school and went to try to go to college, I applied for financial aid. They turned me down. Apparently my household made too much money in California. Making, at the time, I think it was, what, $18K a year. We apparently made too much money that they said you have to pay for it all out of pocket. And with me not being smart, I paid for it out of pocket. Largely through credit card bills. And it piled up in such a way that I am now still straddled with that debt. And it's still growing. I just can't pay it off. Enough things break and need attention now that the debts just keep going up. I've whittled it down a little bit from what it was, but still. Part of me just knows I'm going to be paying this off for the next 5 years. Who knows how long. And get a decent degree. I applied and got my shit covered, became a respiratory therapist through it. The degree means nothing. Doesn't matter if unless it's Harvard, nobody cares. See, I went to community college originally in California. I tried to. I just couldn't afford the books at the time. I couldn't afford the books, the classes, and the commute was... The commute was one of the only things that was covered, funny enough. They gave me a free bus pass, I can just get to class and that's it. But after enough of that and just having bills and nothing else, I said I need to get a job. And I couldn't afford to really live in California anymore, so I came to Texas and got a job with some roommates to alleviate bills.
You did what? You went to the Temple of Fire? There was a way in through the Mithril Mine?
Yes, we have awakened the fire crystal. That should quell Mount Karka's fury.
That is excellent news. Thank you, Wind Vestal. We owe you and your companions our thanks.
One thing. After we awakened the fire crystal, all the veins of ore in the mine disappeared.
I see. Oh, no need to look so dejected. This is actually good news for us. After all, the mithril warheads the Sword Bearers fired upon us were a source of great concern. This should change the course of the war. If we are lucky, it may end soon. Once the eruption of Mount Karka subsides, we will also work to restore the Temple of Fire as quickly as we can.
I would appreciate that. The fire vestal should be given a proper funeral without delay. After all, we were only able to awaken the fire crystal through the help of Ego here and the fire vestal.
Is that so? Fine work, Egel. You have my thanks, too.
What will become of the Canary Boys, who were working in the mine?
They were all without homes to go back to, so we will harbor them here in Heartschild. The townspeople will see that they are cared for.
I'm glad to hear that. You'll be seeing your friends again soon, Abel.
Yeah.
Well, you are all tired, I dare say. Please get some rest while you sojourn in Heartschild.
Here's where the other, because there should be one other class that can be gotten here. The ninja, right? Or the Kunoichi girl, whatever her name is. Should be somewhere.
What's the matter, Egel?
I don't want to live in this town.
What? Why not?
I want to go with you.
Huh?
That's simply not...
So you wish to fight by our side, hmm?
Oh, I can't do that. I don't know how to fight. But I still want to go with you. Please, take me with you. I'll do anything you ask.
That just won't work.
Even if you say no, I'm still going.
Then we have a problem. Let's go to Commander Goodman's residence.
I wish you both nothing but happiness and success. Thank you very much for the wishes, man. And thank you as well, Bloodia. I hope you also get your shit done and get out of this rut that you're in. I'm gonna be stuck here for a little while longer. I'm just kind of petrified in here at this point. As soon as I can find a way to save enough money to get out of debt, I feel like that's gonna open up a couple of things for me to be able to actually move around and fix my situation. Just, I don't know, it's gonna take a lot of honest, like, self-reflection about what because also, I just don't know what I want to do. Like, the one thing that's also, like, stopped me from, like, pursuing it as hard as I know I could to go to college is, I don't know what I want to do. My initial love and fire to, like, program and learn to code and all that stuff died out a while ago with just my lack of being able to keep at it. And I've just been sort of stressed out of the stuff that when I look back at coding, I don't know, my mind goes back to the mindset that I had back then of, I want to do this, but I just can't because life. I just don't know what I want to do. I need to really think into what I want, what I enjoy and everything, and after that, I can start applying other stuff. But as a prerequisite to all of that, I need to make sure that my main source of stress is gone, my debt. As soon as that's gotten down to a very manageable point, I probably will pursue other stuff. Just right now, I'm fucked. Then what to do? Find one that you can do fairly quickly and pay decently well. See, that's another sort of problem as well, because, shit, I don't know enough to really make that call. I don't know about a lot of feelers, I don't know what can be done efficiently and all that, and I don't know what I'm good at. It's one of the very bad things that came from me working in retail. I've sort of shut myself off from a lot of things to know what I can do efficiently or anything else.
We've decided to take Egil in. My husband has agreed that it would be best.
You hear that, Egil? That's great news. You couldn't wish for a better family than the Goodmans.
I hope that when you grow up, we'll see an age free from the ravages of war. I would hate to see you end up a soldier.
I believe your husband has what it takes to make that happen.
Thank you for your kind words.
Well then, Egil, you take care of yourself. We'll be back to check on you, so be on your best behavior.
I will. Goodbye, everyone.
Let's see. Wary Airy. Talk about shock when Egil said he wanted to come with us. Although it's not like there weren't signs too. You could see it in his face as far back as when Commander Goodman said they'd take in the boys. I suppose now that you've mentioned it... Airy? Something wrong? You've been staring off behind us. Are you expecting something? The kid, Egil. Egil? What of him? There's no way he stayed put. He stayed put. I won't believe it, and I won't be tricked. Once bitten, twice shy, eh, Airy? He did seem to take those orders from Eleanor awfully well, considering his usual tone. Exactly. Something is fishy, and I refuse to be duped. Very good outfit. Medium positivity here. Just remember, love you all. Thank you very much for the very heartwarming and encouraging words, man. Seemed like you almost want him to show up. She and Egil have an epic rivalry going on by now. You can't fool me twice, brat. Like, I can safely say that the reason I started streaming was to get out of doing homework for college. I've said that story enough times that I was having trouble with the programming coursework that was given to me, and I said, I need a distraction. I want to have a legit reason for not having to tackle this homework right now. And the solution was, I could play a game and record it. Besides, YouTube is pretty alright. I could put it up there. Who knows? And eventually that excuse evolved into, I do this to de-stress. I do this to forget how fucking awful it is outside the door of my house. And at this point, it's sort of going more into, I do it because I get to talk to all you guys. It's fun, de-stressing, and I can hear from a lot of great people. Why wouldn't I want to do that regularly? You see, that's where a difference actually comes up, though. I don't play games to de-stress anymore, as strange as that is. Like, I rarely play games on my own anymore at all, after I started streaming. For me, gaming has become less of a de-stress and more of something to show to the stream because I share experiences here more than anything else. If I ever were to game on my own, it is mostly to relive something. I rarely play new games anymore. I play older games now. Games that I remember playing before, and I just sort of want to get back to reliving the good life. More nostalgia than anything else. I'm assuming you mean debt. Originally, when I moved to Texas, it was low four figures. It was very low four figures. Talking like maybe 1,000 something. I had that debt. At the time, it was insurmountable, but it was enough that it pushed me to keep going and get a job immediately, actually. But after situations where it involved the car breaking down, rent, some emergency repairs for things, some very frankly stupid luxury purchases that I honestly didn't need at the time, going to 2 different apartments, having... Admittedly, there was a time that I could have paid off my debt, almost entirely. But I, again, couldn't. If you remember a long time ago, I moved into a 2-story house with a bunch of my friends. We all had solid jobs, the rent was going to be pretty much $400 for all of us, and we all have our own bills, aside from joint bills that we had to pay, such as like water, electricity, and all that. We all took a cut from it, we made sure those bills were paid, and everything was equal. But during that time, I was in a very stressful job in web design. Didn't know what I was doing, learning it along the way, but still going all right. And it turned out to be a very terrible thing. It's probably one of the biggest mistakes I've ever made in my life, working that one job, because of the people I had to work with. But it paid laughably good money, compared to what I was used to. So I was saving a bunch of money, I was chugging out my debt. But then, 2 of my roommates lost their jobs. So it was only me and Dark paying the bills for that one house. And because of that, my savings, within a year, gone, and my debt shot up another like 2,000 to 3,000. So, my debt now is, quite frankly, over 5,000. And I don't see a reasonable way that I can pay that back. I just gotta keep going and hope that eventually I'll get out of it. Really, right at the port. Why do I gotta talk to you of all things? I'm assuming it's you. If you get a chance you can help, take care of yourself first, man. As much as I know, like, the general thing for a streamer to do is to ask money for financial stuff, I still have some disillusion to asking for money because, again, I said the story before, I don't really want to recount that one, but growing up I never really felt comfortable asking for money, and it's carried over until adulthood. I dislike asking for money. I dislike accepting donations, especially large ones, because it just feels off to me. While I always appreciate it, I never will feel comfortable with it, because I feel like someone else could use that money to help themselves out, make themselves have a better life, and not end up in the same shitty situation I'm in. So, it's a situation where I know I could use help, but I never want to get it, I never want to ask for it, because I dug this hole with my own stupid mistakes. And I don't really like the idea of other people having to suffer because of it. If you got excess money, and you have nothing else to spend it on, you've got every luxury you want, I'll appreciate the help. But if not, then help yourself. I mean, why not? Matt Oz, everything that I've ever gotten for a donation has ensured that I can pay back my debt in some meaningful way. The only time a donation has ever been used for a luxury is if they were especially told to me it was for a luxury. When Chaos donated, it was specifically for me to buy new clothes. When someone else donated, it was for me to buy the Gundam kit, like JKO did and all that. For those, I use them for the intended purpose. Everything else, it goes towards paying food, rent, and bills. I rarely ever use the money for anything else because that's me being irresponsible, and I'm trying to get out of that mindset. I lapse every now and then, and I need to stop, but for the last 5 months, I've been making sure that nothing is spent on anything that's not essential, because I don't want to get any worse than this. Is it not? Is it you? It's a shame, really a shame. I'm loud and irritating? Apologies. It's a shame is all. You see, the little inn in Kaldisla I used as my base operations as well. It's going out of business. Seems the old inn keep finally succumbed. Poor man can't keep the inn going. Wait, what? Hold up. Hold up, what? Innskeep. Say it ain't so. Oh God! It's happening again!
Welcome!
Kill it! Please don't. There you go.
Welcome!
Huh? Who are you?
I'm a distant relative of the innkeep. He's too sick to get up and about, so I'm filling in for him.
He's bedridden? Is it serious?
Not at all. The doctor says he doesn't need to stay in bed, but... well, you should see for yourself.
Well, we'd better go see him then.
Yeah, we're still in chapter 3 of Wild Shadow, Jordan.
Are you feeling okay?
He's having a nightmare.
Owen.
I guess he's become despondent since Owen died.
His son was everything to him.
It must be hard to deal with it alone.
What about that girl? She's related to him, right?
She has to go back to her home soon, I hear.
How do you know that?
It just came up. Let's check my journal before things take a turn for the worse, hmm? We'll bring the orphan to the inn we set out from. That sounds relevant, no?
Oh, this is the inn we set out from. And the orphan, I guess that means Eggle? That's nonsense. Mrs. Goodman has given him a good home.
Come to think of it, Eggle's parents were guards, just like Owen. He said he was raised by his kind grandfather after they died.
But
It doesn't have to be permanent, just until the old man gets better. Do you think we could have Eggle stay here a while?
I guess that's up to Eggle.
Right.
Is there a scene here or no? Nope. Alright, let's get out of here. Did you kill or did you defeat Kata? Technically yes, but actually no. As Jinkro said, technically the swordsman was the one that came up and kill stole that one from us. Don't know what it is in this game, but I just invested in these characters. A good story will do that. Oh, that. Lusorin, 10, what the hell? Where'd that come from, man? Thank you so much for the generous donation. You didn't, wait, did you actually, I saw no message. Did you send one or no? Didn't even put a message at all to be read out. Thank you so much, man. Very generous of you. You're awesome. You know, I actually forgot that that ship we have is supposed to actually fucking fly. It's been so long, I've just forgotten that the ship's supposed to actually be able to take flight and go over every mountain but very specific ones. God, I miss it. Will we ever max Freelancer? At some point, I'm pretty sure, yeah. But at the moment, it's not really offering, as far as I'm aware, anything groundbreaking. But then again, I don't know what any of the classes offer. I'm just more drawn toward the new classes.